Hello there, Dathan here. I just saw this beautiful field when I was driving by and the sun was hitting it in such a nice way that I had to just park up and come have a little walk around in it. And it really got me thinking, you just gotta do it. You gotta do it as the thought happens in your head. Obviously, if it's a bad thing, you don't do it. If it's an intrusive thought, maybe pass it through a couple filters. But if it's something that you're like, actually, I'd really like to do that, just do it. I was thinking so much recently just about how drive is not something that you can want for people. It's literally like you either have it or you don't want it, or you're comfortable with not having it, which is cool. Monks do this. Monks are chill. Monks don't really have drive in the traditional sense, but they be finding peace. I can't really find any qualm with someone that sits in a lotus position and just wishes good will to all mankind. I think that's kind of cool. But I like talking to and doing things with people who do have drive, because I do feel like there is that earned, kind of like pride in going after something, or at least feeling passionate about something. I really do feel that. Just being very aware of how my energy levels feel after talking to someone that just wants to not do much. I think it's because I'm such a sponge for energy that I hear it. I hear the energy, I feel it, I speak to it, I interact with it, and I always try to empathize and see where someone else is coming from. So if someone is not feeling particularly driven, you're going to get sucked into that, even on just some sort of lower level. I think it's very, very important to realize that we're in a time right now where you have the toolbox in your phone and on your screen to learn and master and succeed in any craft imaginable. And the sheer weight and burden of that is paralyzing for most people. How often do you spend a lot of your time fantasizing because that drive isn't there? Like, how often do you just think about things that could happen to you because they haven't? But you're watching TV, you're consuming content, you're engaging in stuff which shows people celebrating their activity and things that they're doing. You can have sexual drive, but like learning to harness that libido you got inside of you and drive it into something good, drive it into something that you want to like. You don't just want to turn up to life, you want to like give something back to life. You want to say, life, thank you so much for this, for making me be alive. Here's what I've done, or here's what I'm doing. Or you're participating in a worship. Then you have to start giving stuff up, or changing habits, or altering maybe who you spend time with, or looking very closely at your routines, your rituals, things you're putting into your body, into your head, into your mind, into your soul. There is so much to this where ultimately like people want to change, but they don't want the things that come along with drive. When you are supported and engaged with the fact that this isn't going to be easy, but it's going to be so worth it, it just comes together, man. You can do the thing. You don't have to put it off. You don't have to put it off. If you want it enough, then you have that drive inside of you, and you just need to cultivate it, just need to feed it, nourish it, build up that part of you that wants to improve and wants to get super honest with oneself. There's some prime time things to be said about your character that you haven't even discovered yet. Untapped potentials that are just in there waiting. And the longer that you live your life through habit and don't answer the call of your drive, the more you will fantasize, and the more you will over time be progressively more and more okay with just living a life of fantasy and going, yeah, I'd love to do that, but the consequences. But I'd love to do that, but the work. Just stop there. I'd love to do that. Full stop. Plant a stapled full spot in that sentence and stop those thoughts multiplying into reasons why not. Those are just the reasons why it hasn't worked yet. They are not the reasons that define why it is not going to work going forward. Listen to what you want. Heed the call. Go for your desires, When people think of desire, they can mistake it as like you're never at peace. That guy, he's restless. He's always driving. He never stops. Doesn't he? Doesn't he when it's time to stop? Because it's not just about being at peace all the time. And at the end of the day, if we were all Mahatma Gandhi'd our way through everything, as much as I would love to say that we could bring world peace about, we won't. There's far too much evil that has more backbones. And we need warriors, we need driven people, we need strong-minded, open-minded souls marching against the dark with light in their heart. So answer that call. Don't be putting it off so much. Stop fantasizing. Yeah, I think that's everything I had to say. I'm glad I did this. Yeah. Drive!